Example, do not kill. We all see killing or murdering as the wrongest human deed because we are taught since our childhood that killing anybody, including an animal, is a wrong act. Another, do not steal. Religious beliefs, keeping promises to a friend, that cheating is wrong. Sabi din, another rule, do not lie. And sabi din, respect the elders. Okay. Teleological ethics. The word teleology comes from Greek telos. Okay, this is another kind of the theory. Theological ethics. Teleology comes from the Greek word telos, which means end or purpose. Teleological theories of ethics focus on the consequences caused by an action and are often referred to as consequentialist theory. Consequentialist theory. Take note, consequentialist. So, tinitingnan niya yung possible consequences. If you do this act, this will happen. Okay? If I will follow the rule, this are the negative things that will happen. So that is teleological ethics. This is an ethics approach where actions are judged morally based on their consequences. One example of theological ethics is utilitarianism. It states those actions right that produces the greatest number of happiness or to the greatest number of people. This is an ethics approach where actions are judged morally based upon their consequences. One example of teleological ethics is utilitarianism. Okay. This is why we call having to do theological. It is theological because having to do with the design or purpose of something. A house is built to live in. Okay? Of course, you build the house para may makatira sa bahay na yon. Uh, hindi mo naman yun, you build a house para yun sunugin lang. So, the purpose is para may tumira sa bahay. So, a clock is made to keep time. So, the purpose of the clock is to keep the time. According to Aristotle, the end that human beings aspire is happiness. Okay, the reason why we live is because we aspire to be happy. Okay? Diba? We want to live. We want to stay alive because we want to be happy. Gusto mo ba na you want to stay alive, you want to live kasi gusto mo mag-suffer, gusto mo maging sad, or gusto mo pre-burden yung feelings mo? Of course, walang taong gustong ganon. So, all of us, we want to be happy. Parang fairy tale. Happy ending. Okay? Okay, the aim or the goal of human life is happiness, just like the aim of medicine is health. Okay? Bakit ka nagbibigay? Ba't umiinom ng gamot? To have a good health. Okay? Pag may sakit. Para gumaling. Okay? The aim of shipbuilding is a ship. The aim of any sports game is victory. The aim of any domestic economy is wealth. Teleological ethics means to judge whether an action is moral by purely looking at the result or consequence of the action. This is also known as consequentialism. So the deontological is absolutism, while theological is relativism. Okay. Example of teleology. Theology is a common practice in ethics. Theology is a common practice in ethics. Some might consider stealing bad, but a theological thinker may say that by that but in the end I'm stealing to feed my family, which is good. So the action is good. So para siyang si Robin Hood, nag-steal ng mga kung ano-ano at pinamimigay niya sa mga tao because his purpose and intention of stealing is to help and to share those things that he steal sa ibang tao. So, good daw ang intent niya, ang purpose niya of stealing. So, ito yung reason ng mga theologists. Okay. In other words, an action's goodness is based off the outcome. A second example of theology is in philosophy. Okay, we have here a table of comparison or distinction between deontological and teleological. Okay, deontological is rule-based view of ethics. It was first proposed by Immanuel Kant, which therefore commonly known as the Kantian ethics. Well, teleological, consequence-based view of ethics was introduced by Jeremy Bentham and developed by John Stuart Mill, which is also known as utilitarianism. Goodness or badness in deontological. Goodness or badness is determined by the action, while in theological, the goodness and badness is determined by the results or the outcomes. Deontological, the only behavior that can be considered ethical is the one that has goodwill behind. Okay, unlike teleological can justify the behavior as ethical if it produces greatest good for the greatest number. Okay. So, I will provide you a copy of this comparisons. We have the comparisons in the definition, consequences, and the weakness of teleological and deontological. So you can read this on your end. So this one is an example. You see this picture. This is an example of utilitarianism. So this is for the greater. The intention of making decision is for the greater good. Okay? For the greater good or for the greater number. Just like here in this picture. This man is questioning himself what decision he should make. Okay? He is under ethical dilemma whether he will save this person, only one person, or this group of people. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are at risk. So, nasa kanya yung control whether he will allow this train to go in this side, to allow the harm in this one person, or to allow the harm or injury to these 5 people. If it is